key to the whole disaster response route network is supplies in and people out, and you choose somewhere that's hardened already. Abbotsford is likely to survive better in the case of a large earthquake than YVR is. Our main source of help, our main source of aid is the Abbotsford Airport. That's where all the disaster response routes connect to, and that's the whole idea of them. A disaster response route is definitely not an evacuation route in the common sense of the word. We don't want people, local people, on the disaster response routes. We'd like them to get off as quickly as they can because we need those roads for the response. What I like to think of it is there's a fire truck trying to get through to your home. Your house is on fire, which happens in a lot of disasters, and you're there on the route, you're blocking traffic. Do you want to get home quickly, or do you want that fire truck to get through and save your family that's in the house?
We would look to being declared a state of disaster, no question, and the province would step in, much like they did with the forest fires. And while they take the lead, they look very much to the local governments to help. Those of us who run the emergencies within our cities become, key contact points. We'd probably all be gathered out at ECOM as a place to kind of work in conjunction with the province.
See very quickly traffic control set up. Valid responders are allowed on the routes. Anyone who is a valid responder has been issued or should have been issued a responder identification. We classify a valid responder as anyone who's needed in the first 72 hours to restore critical infrastructure. So that can involve anyone from school maintenance crews right up to the RCMP, police, that type of thing.
Why Vancouver? Because I think through the regional model that we have, everyone could see that none of us had enough resources to be able to respond independently, and that it required our ability to work together, come together, and coordinate, because we're all interlinked. The municipalities have always come together to look at sewage, to look at water, and their distribution, and so we knew how to coordinate those kinds of things. It only made sense for us to move to the next chapter of emergency planning.
This bridge could possibly fall down after an earthquake. With the effect that the disaster response route would be broken, the bridge has been strengthened right from the base up. The bases are wider and stronger. The bases are under the ground. The columns that you see have steel wrapping around them now to make them stronger. The girders are tied together with extra braces to make sure that the girders don't fall off the piers. And this actually is the last bridge that we have to retrofit on the disaster response routes. We've made a very concerted effort over the last 5-6 years to strengthen them, and we're there now.
We have a very dense, concentrated population. We have to be very capable of moving and responding and moving people out of a disaster zone. And so it's critical to us. Our bridges, our highways, our network is very tight. So we need to be able to know where the responder routes are going to be and be able to communicate that with our public.
Our prime hope is that the public will stay off the routes and allow the response to happen.